Go out with it. It didn't go to me. Channel called Global Cycling.
Welcome to Never Work with Parents, Partners or Pets. Now today I have with me James Lowsley Williams, ex-professional cyclist, ex-host of the Global Cycling Network and new owner of a 450-year-old estate in the Cotswolds, Chavenage House. Hi.
God help me. How are you doing, Daisy? I'm
good.
really
How are
excited to
you?
speak to you because it's a big topic.
It's a very big topic,
Yeah.
and I'm so excited to be here as well because normally we do this at the farm.
Yeah.
So this is my first off location.
On
interview.
location, because
on
we're
location.
literally on Rivals location.
Yeah,
so
which is so exciting.
Yeah.
My viewers at home might not know this, but our camel Coco was in Rivals and actually
starring role
inside your
Yeah,
house.
yeah. I still don't understand how Coco went under the frames of the doors.
My mother was terrified.
Yeah.
Terrified because she measured the camel, then measured the doors, and was like, if I get this wrong, we're really in big trouble.
But she didn't.
But she didn't.
It worked out, and
here we are.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We need to get a camel back. Unfortunately, Coco's not with you. But
No, Coco.
next time.
But that was his last job.
What a last job.
What an iconic
yeah,
last
exactly.
job. So we've got to go back a bit. So this is actually where you grew up.
Yeah, so this is an estate that's been in our family since early 1800s.
Wow.
So it's actually only been owned by two families, the Stevens family and the Lowsley Williams family, since it was built in 1576. And I, with my family, grew up here. Unfortunately, I didn't grow up in the house. My dad was scared of ghosts. So we were brought up a mile up the road in the farmhouse. And as a young child, at about 5-6 years old, I kind of knew I was going to take on the estate and, you know, hopefully look after it till the next generation. We are only custodians. That is an important thing to say because, you know, I'm never going to sell it. So we're really, we feel like we're tenants of the place, you know, and just trying to look after it.
Yeah. And did you always know that you would inherit it?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
It was kind of, I think my grandparents told me at quite a young age, like that it was going to be my responsibility at one time, and yeah, I never remember a time where I didn't know I was going to get it.
Wow.
And I think it was really clear with my siblings that I was going to have the responsibility of the estate. Saying that though, it was a slight chip on my shoulder in the fact that when I got into professional cycling, I didn't want to be, you know, the kid that was brought up with a silver spoon.
Yes.
And that did hamper my professional life to begin with. So then I made a new name and I kind of walked away from the estate.
Oh, interesting.
And I only came back recently, yeah.
Were you always wanting to be a professional cyclist?
Absolutely not. No. I was told quite early on that I needed to go to the military.
Yes.
Follow in the family footsteps.
Yeah.
And then go to the Royal Agricultural College.
Ah, fellow RAU.
Yeah.
Yes.
And take on, you know, understanding of land management, understanding of how the business run.
Yeah.
And then come back to the estate age 28, actually 32, I think. It was kind of like set out, the trust and everything. And when I was at school, there was a place called Milton Abbey.
Yeah.
I kind of was training for the army and I was like, oh, I really want to be a bit more. So I was like, can I get a scholarship into the Marines?
Okay.
I want to one up my dad, you know? How can I like really, you know, jump out when I'm going for my scholarship in front of like the colonels? And so
Yes.
I was like, I'm going to just become the youngest to climb Everest.
Obviously.
So I was like, well, shoot for the moon and hit the stars, right? So I was training for mountaineering on a bike. And then there was a big avalanche at Everest. I tried to raise the money. Anyway, couldn't get to Everest. And I would watch the Beijing Olympics. And I thought, oh, maybe I could become a cyclist because I'd been going up and down the drive for a few times. And went to Newport Velodrome and did a tryout. The GB team actually weren't there. They were meant to meet me there. They didn't turn up. But another coach saw me and was like, oh, you'd be all right at cycling. And he was like, well, I'll coach you if you want to give time to it. And then I signed my professional deal a year after that, at age about 17, 18, and then left school to go for GB team for 2012.
Oh, wow.
Didn't make 2012.
Okay.
Just to, before you say.
How did it go?
Yeah. And then, yeah, I did kind of like signed pro deals with a chap called Nigel Mansell, who's a Formula One race car driver. So lived with him in Florida and drove Ferraris, flew in private jets. And that was quite the life. I did that till I was 26. So
God.
I think my grandparents, you know, thought they would write me out the inheritance because I turned to lycra, not military.
Well, not
wear.
tweed, yeah.
Yeah, and not RAU as well.
Yeah.
But I think after a while they understood that I was probably the right person in the family to take it on.
When you were cycling, I'm assuming you were all over the world.
Yeah.
Travelling here, there and everywhere.
Yeah, I lived in Girona, Spain.
Okay.
And the Jersey, Channel Islands and Florida. I saw it as like my university of life.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like the army without being shot at. And I loved it. And I kind of also was able to carve my own route through life, growing up thinking the path was set out in front. And I was like, actually, this is really amazing to be able to like create my own identity without being attached to, you know, an age-old estate that around here everyone knows me for.
Because that's a lot of pressure, especially growing up, going, at some point, this will be yours and that's your responsibility.
It was a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
And it was quite scary, to be honest, as a young kid. Like, you don't really know where life takes you. I just felt like I had a bit more to give. And I just shied away from it, to be honest. And my first deal I made was cycling. They were like, oh, we're not going to pay you because you've obviously got money. And so I got underpaid, and that really kind of started to annoy me. And then I got more and more hungry. And then I was like, well, I'm really going to separate myself from the estates and kind of create this own life. And then when the time is right, come back. And it was interesting. I kind of ended my cycling career because I just didn't make the Tour de France. And I had a good pro career for about 10 years. And came back to the estate and I was like, Caroline, who's my aunt, I was like, look, I'm back. I've got this business plan. We're going to do events here and it's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, I'm sorry, but 1, there's no money for you. 2, there's no space for you. Go out and find a job. And I was like, but I've been told my entire life by the trustees and my grandparents that I own the place.
Yeah.
I was like, where do I go from here? And then I found GCN, and went on to YouTube.
How did you deal with that moment at 26 where you're like, right, I've gone out, I've done my cycling, I've had fun, I'm coming back, I've got my game head on, I'm on it. How did you deal with that, I guess, rejection to a certain degree of now actually is not your time, go away?
I find it quite difficult, in all honesty. Reason being is I just thought that was expected of me.
Yeah.
I thought it was expected to come back and like look after the place that I was destined to look after.
Yeah.
But it felt like I wasn't good enough, which I've always found. I've always had a slight difficulty, being really honest with you, with like worthiness. Because like I'd been given this a huge, impressive place that not many people get to even stay out, let alone owning. And I didn't earn it. And that always ground on me. With cycling, I earned every penny I made. Like if I didn't win the race, I didn't earn the race. If I won the race, it was because I trained really hard to get there. So when I kind of got dismissed in a way, not knowing that was the probably best thing that had ever happened to me, I just got really hungry. And I was like, well, I'm going to just show you what I can do. I'm going to go and show you like that I can make a career on my own 2 feet. And I'm going to really like make an impact elsewhere. And that, you know, really worked out. And I think if I had come to the estate at 27 without a bit more life experience, I probably wouldn't have done what, you know, I've ended up doing. I probably would have followed the suit that the parents and grandparents have done, that in my mind is slightly archaic in a nice way, because I think they've done a great job.
With what they've had.
Exactly.
100%. And as well, I think there's something, especially when it's a family business, that if you're taking it on, it's not yours. Even when it might belong to you in name, but it's never going to be yours because they built it.
Exactly.
And it's so hard to put your spin on something.
Yeah. No, 100%.
Implement those.
100%. And I think in a way they want you to do what they've done and build on experience that they've had. It is just a bit harder. And you've got a bit more riding on it. And if you do make mistakes, everyone is going to look at you and go, why do you make that mistake? It's like being, you know, a kid in a normal family home. You know, like if you break a toy or whatever it is, they're like, why do you break that toy? When in a normal business sense, no one would really notice it.
No, and also in a normal business sense, I feel it would be a situation of, okay, you fucked up, that's fine. Let's move on. And whereas when it's a family business, it's like, I can't believe you've just done that. You should know better.
Exactly.
Why have you done that? I wouldn't have done that. and it becomes this whole big thing instead of it just being a learning lesson.
And it's also like perspective. Like when you're out working in the wider world, you've got a much greater perspective.
Yeah.
I think when you're on the estate, like the world is the estate.
Yes.
And actually you need a bit of perspective.
Yeah.
And you need to kind of like zoom out a little bit. And that's what work outside of the estate is giving me. You can risk, you can push the boat out, you can try things and you can fail. And
Yes.
I think understanding that you have a bit more freedom to flex and a bit more freedom to be able to try new things. Because ultimately you've got to keep moving forward.
Can we go say hi to the
Yeah, we're going to jump over.
Oh my God. I'm not doing, I'll stand over it. I won't jump over it, but that's fine.
And then we're going to walk over there. This is the cricket pitch, and they used to play Chavenage versus Beverston. And I've done a few cycling events here when I started.
Hi, monkey. Look at you.
I don't know how they're they are going to like us going.
Hello, Bobby. Woof. I tried to catch my horse today, and she was like,
Oh, really?
absolutely not. You are coming nowhere near me.
You want to join? Yeah.
That's okay.
Is that all right?
Yeah, of course.
We got it.
We got animals all the time,
We've got to
James.
involve
I love
animals.
it.
Yeah. This is my favourite bit of the estate, and this is one of the places I'm trying to spend a bit more time working on. And then you've got Beverston Castle over there.
Oh, wow.
And that was a royalist, and this was a parliamentarian. So there's where Cromwell was staying. You know, this was the battle that occurred in the valley.
Wow.
Living, breathing history.
Yes, that's a lot. I can understand why your dad would be scared of ghosts, because I think I'd be the same, to be honest.
Yeah. My dad spent his whole childhood sleeping with a pillow over his head. So I can understand why he didn't want to take on the house. Yeah.
So when you were 26, you get booted out by Caroline and you go to the Global Cycling Network to be a host, a presenter.
Yeah. I really wanted to be, I love TV.
Yeah.
I liked acting, but I wasn't an actor.
Okay.
And I was like, I enjoyed like the interviews when I was a cyclist, and I kind of enjoyed the interaction. And yeah, I kind of was thought about me in Chelsea.
Yes, I can see that, James.
And didn't go to main Chelsea, and
Yeah.
I got offered this job with a growing YouTube channel called Global Cycling Network, who had a huge following. They had about 1.8 million subscribers at the time, and
okay.
we went on to create 3.8 now, multiple channels, and I found like YouTube was a little bit of a diamond in the rough.
Yeah.
And I was able to tell a story my way, and to own the content, and to be free with it.
And to learn as you go as well.
100%.
And not be like scared to put ideas out there.
And not be scared to be honest. And I think that's the biggest thing for me.
Yeah.
Is that especially if you're doing a high turnover to what I was creating, which was a video a week, I was worried about the implications I was going to have.
Yeah.
Because I've taken on a manor house, 2,000 acres, and I was worried I was going to get, in a world that's struggling.
Yeah.
I was worried I was going to get a little bit of pushback. But actually, the more honest I was, the more able I was. It's like your camels. The more the audience came with me, and the more the audience actually enjoyed the honesty and felt part of the journey.
Yeah.
And that was my biggest takeaway, was like, just be you, and you can't go too far wrong.
I suppose then, so cycling allowed you to become your own person and sort of discover who you were.
100%. And that's probably the best thing. We all grow up, and we experiences shape our characters. And I think if I didn't have that, and I went into the military, and I was, I very much was put in the rut.
Yeah.
I just think I wouldn't have become the person I am, I guess.
Yeah.
And as well, like you wrestle as a teenager, you wrestle with who you are, right? And what you want to do in life, and what your focus is, what you would like to achieve. And for me, cycling allowed, like, what I realized is I love to be challenged, I love to be pushed.
Yeah.
Physically, mentally. I kind of like have brought that into every challenge, every kind of business, into the house, into every project. And I've just treated everything like a challenge. and I love being pushed.
Yeah.
Like, it's part of my DNA. And I also found through cycling and GCN is that I didn't realise what I was capable of doing.
Yeah.
And the best place was to be on the start line, not knowing if you could finish the race.
Yeah.
And then surprise yourself when you finish the race.
Yeah.
And I put that into a business. I don't have any cafe skills, or like, I don't know how to set up a cafe. But yeah, unless you try, you don't know.
Absolutely. I suppose, you know, GCN and working for someone else in a really big company as well, it gives you the grace to try and fail.
Exactly. And then tell the story of failure.
Yeah.
Because that's also almost, you get more views and you get a bigger audience from watching someone fail. And so then I realized it was a win-win in like, okay, we're doing Land's End John O'Groats world record. I don't think I can do it. I'm going to try it. And then if I don't do it, I've made a story about why I've not been able to achieve it. And then, yeah, like I say, going back to the honesty thing, it's being honest about why you failed, why it was hard, why it was difficult. And that's really allowed me to have the freedom to be able to try things, because whatever happens, there's a story in it. And you learn from it, and you make relationships and you made friendships and experiences off the back of it.
And then with your new chapter, with your lovely wife, Emma, you've obviously come back here with her.
Yeah.
Does she come from a family business?
Yeah, so
Okay.
My amazing wife, who is helping me take on this place, she had a business called Frampton's in Somerset. Her dad inherited it off his grandfather.
Right.
It was a packaging business and also a transport business. They got the first deal with Innocent Smoothie to package all the Innocent Smoothies.
Wow.
Really smart man.
Yeah.
He unfortunately was diagnosed with MND.
Oh God.
And died, and Em was looking after him. And so Em then started her own company, a juice business off the back of it.
Okay.
And then went through all kind of that trauma and come out the other side. And then I actually had a fire here. My house burned down during COVID, the one I built.
Oh,
and I moved to Bath. And that's where I met Em in the cafe.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Talk
Yeah.
about divine intervention.
Literally. And
That's amazing.
yeah, met in a cafe, and when as you do, follow me on Instagram. And then when I came back from surfing trip in Sri Lanka, she was like, "Oh, we should meet up." And then we spoke, and we then I gave her COVID, don't know how, and here we are. She was very nervous about taking it on because I didn't tell her.
You didn't tell her?
A huge amount.
Okay.
Because you shouldn't do that. And
as in, you didn't tell her about like the dynamics of everything, or the fact that you were inheriting a 450-year-old estate?
Yeah, I didn't tell her that bit.
Okay.
I kind of like
you wanted her to get to know you for you.
Yeah, and it was kind of during COVID, we wanted to do loads of walks, so I brought her up to the farm. But then it was hard then for her to get away from it, because everywhere we went, we met another family member. Yeah. And she was like, "How have I dated this guy for like 3 weeks? I met his 2 uncles, his aunt, his sister, his nephews, his dad, his mum." I was like, "Sorry." It's like the community we've created it. Yeah. So so it was a slight baptism of fire. And then I lived with her in Bath for a bit, and then we decided to move up into the bungalow where we are now once it had been rebuilt.
And try and put your own stamp on this place.
And then we kind of, there were already set up businesses. Okay. And what I found was that I didn't want to upset the nature of the business already. I didn't want to put anyone out their place. I didn't want to, kick people out of roles that they've been doing for 25 years. So we decided to think outside the box, and we wanted to set up a cafe because that's kind of, in my mind, was the base of everything. Yes. And then I wanted to do a glamping hut because I knew it could work. Yeah, absolutely. And then I wanted to do the YouTube channel, and she's luckily been, all guns blazing and helped fund it as well, and backed me and backed the ideas. And she's massively the operator. Okay. I'm terrible at the operations, as you'll find out, but I'm a lot better at the ideas. Okay. And she manages to operate and also tell me when I've got a stupid idea. Yeah. And what that's potentially worth looking at. Are you quite different as people? We are. We got very similar values, which is really important in my opinion. And we also be clear on our different roles. And we do have very different skill sets, which helps. But I let her do her business. Yes. and then we choose which business we want to be in charge of.
Okay.
And so, you know, she has the last vote on the cafe,
Yes.
and I have the last vote on the Life Manor. Because what wouldn't work is if we both had similar vote, and it's like, I want to do this. No, I want to do this.
Yeah.
We don't get anywhere then.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, I trust you in what you're doing with that business, and if that's your decision, then I'll back you in that decision. But this is my opinion.
Coming from a place of you always knew you were going to come back here, so you would always have some sort of, you know, boss role here.
Yeah.
Did you think about the fact that you would then be bringing a partner, a wife, back here as well, and how that would look? Or did it just not cross your mind?
It didn't really cross my mind. We just fell into it and rolled on with it. What I realised is I didn't want to have this place without a family, and that was quite important to me.
Okay.
It's quite a lonely place if you didn't have that other half to share it with you.
Yeah.
And it all kind of like the stars aligned when Em started to embrace the business and started to love it as much as I did. And it was important to me to let her have control and autonomy of the cafe, so that she could put her stamp, so it wasn't so Lowsley Williams heavy.
Yes.
Because it's actually really tough. Like I didn't quite understand the role she was put into, where she's with all my family.
Yeah.
I'm seen as the head of the family.
Yeah.
And she's kind of in the support role when she does probably as much, or if not more, than I do. But she gets none of the validation, and I get all the validation.
Yeah.
And I think that can be similar in a lot of relationships.
Yeah.
When the male just takes all the glory, and there's the strong wife that is like pedaling hugely behind. And I really want to like give her as much of that success and validation that she deserves, because it's very easy to overlook the person behind the scenes.
So then, because she was from a family business background anyway, do you think that helped her transition into this role with you?
Absolutely. You have to be an entrepreneur here. Her coming from a business and a family business as well, she very much knew, and she very much was good at understanding the importance of it.
Yes.
And also understanding that this business is not going to make her a millionaire.
Yes.
Whatever you make is going to be put back, and what you are building is a lifestyle.
Yes.
And as long as you buy into that, and that's your value, then you're off in the right direction. Yeah. Now, that being said, it's been challenging. Yeah. Like, there has been times where like Em has like struggled with her identity. Yeah. You know, she's come into this place and been like, oh, you know, I'm starting to mold into one of your family members. I'm losing what I enjoy. You know, she loves going and being by the sea, and she loves, you know, but then she found herself morphing into like this countryside version of herself, and I think that does happen. But yeah, it's been challenging, and it's been understanding that kind of like relationships with aunts and uncles and dads, and seeing her father-in-law every single day at the cafe and asking, what are you up to today? And she'll go, I'm working, George. Like, what are you doing? Like, that's quite tough. But I think she knows that, and I think the longer she stays, the more she learns about the place, the more love she has for the place. And we want to create a family home that not only we enjoy, but also the wider public as well. Yeah. And we know it's a huge opportunity, and it's a huge privilege. Yes. More importantly, to own something like this and be part of something quite special.
Are your family quite good at being business is business, personal is personal, or do the lines get blurred?
It's a very good question. Other than Caroline, I wouldn't say my family is business. Okay. I very much learned that from the YouTube stuff. My dad is very much, he had his great moments with the farm, but then he's kind of like low input, low output. Yeah. Caroline's very like working the business and done and supported the family and the grandparents. And I kind of have come in with a bit more of a business head. Yeah. Which has ruffled some feathers. Yeah. But then I've had to take the last 2 years to prove myself. And it was interesting with the cafe, I was able to be flexible with the money and stuff like that, and the YouTube channel. And it's kind of showed that I'm not a total idiot and that I'm not going to completely screw up the business or sell the estate. And so then, and the more I've done that, the more I've been given more more reins and more freedom. But we definitely, over the last 2 years, I've had to saddle up and go, look, like my responsibility, my signature's on the bottom of the paper, and when we come to a meeting, I chair the meeting, and I put a lot of homework in, and I do feel knowledge is power, and so the more I know about the estate, the more power I have. When before I was getting out knowledged, essentially,
right?
So I couldn't be like, no, we do this, because I would get out. So in order to generate respect, I had to work.
Proof is in the pudding.
Exactly.
And I suppose build that trust as well for them to hand over, you know, the credit card and go, okay, off you go.
Exactly. And it's, you know, there's a lot of risk, right? You can get taken to the cleaners with somewhere like this, you know, so
easily. So
I think, it's been really important to show your worth and put the hard yards in and think outside the box.
Oh. How, when there is a disagreement, so you think one thing, maybe Caroline or someone else thinks another, how do you navigate that disagreement so that it doesn't turn into an argument?
I revert to the facts.
Okay.
And that we've had some of those opportunities, and Caroline has allowed me to make mistakes, and I think that's so important. Because you don't learn unless you try, unless you make mistakes, as we've said before. And I've just had to do the research. Like, the more research I've done, the more I can back my corner. And I just see it as like a normal business, you know, like when you're looking for investment, you have to do the due diligence. And so if you've done enough due diligence, you should be able to have a clear yes or no answer at the end of it. And the more, if you don't have that clear, you have to do more research. And so that's kind of how I've seen it. And so then there's no arguing with facts and figures. For example, the glamping business. No, you shouldn't do the glamping. You shouldn't do the glamping. I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. I'm going to save up some money. I'm going to put it in myself. I'm going to work it a year, and then we can see if we're going to progress the business. And that's what happened. And that's, now let's buy some more. And it's like, so, and I feel that's an important place to start. Is to be like, if people are on the fence, that's good, because that's making me work harder to show and to do, you know, if I had an easy ride, I probably would have made more mistakes. There's a balance there, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. And I can risk my own money and I can sleep at night. But what I don't want to do is risk the estate's future.
Absolutely.
On something that could be a flash in the pan.
And then with you and Emma as well, are you quite good at working together during the day? Business is business, home is home?
No. No, it's terrible. We have a great relationship, but I don't switch off. And I'm sure everyone else who is watching is probably, you know, work from home, live at home. It's really hard to step out of work mode. It's really hard to sit at the dining room table or sit at the kitchen table and have, you know, supper with your wife and not talk about business. It's near impossible. What we've learned is that, you know, we need to try and get off the estate. And as soon as we're off the estate, we don't talk about work. And when we're on the estate, work's part of life. It's a lifestyle. We both enjoy it. We both want to talk about it. But yeah, that's been a tough thing. We thought about doing date nights. And that didn't really work because I just couldn't arrange a date. and then like, so what we were like, well, we know that the business is important to me, important to her. It's a lifestyle business. Let's try and switch off, but let's not hold ourselves up to a gunpoint if we don't. And I've also seen it as, let's work hard now to have a better future. But I wouldn't say it's just not easy. I think you find everyone's different. You find your flow. And then I think, you know, validate each other like any normal relationship. Try and spend quality time off the estate with each other, and then you're going to flourish. The nicest and best thing that you can do working as a couple on the same business, and it's the best thing in my opinion, is that you can grow, succeed together. Which is so rewarding. Like, we were sat on a beach for our honeymoon, and we were watching money come in the cafe, and I was like, how freaking cool is that? Like, I'm working with my wife and my best friend, and we're both succeeding. Like that's so cool
Yeah.
to be able to, and so we've basically seen it like that. Like it's so nice to be able to revel in the success together and also go through the hardships together.
Yeah.
Because you're a team.
And do you think working with her has allowed you to get to know her more and in a different way than before?
Yes. She won't. She'll probably have a different answer. And she thinks like, stop! I'm not your employee. Which has happened a few times.
Yeah.
And so that's why we've had to just like create our own little
Boundaries.
heads. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I have learned a huge amount, and I know now when not to push her buttons, and I also know she knows as well that she needs to ask me for help, and I need to ask her for help,
Yeah.
and we've got very clear different skill sets, and we need to just lean on each other. And I
Yeah.
think that's nice.
Can you imagine not working together now?
Probably not. I genuinely enjoy it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I think, and I'm not just saying that, like reminiscing on our last couple of years, I've actually really needed her. She's got a huge amount to give.
Yeah.
And it'd be weird not working with her, I've got
Yeah.
to say.
You've just got used to it.
I've just
You're
got
in your
used to it.
pattern.
Yeah. And like, I love succeeding together. I love lying in bed going, oh my God, babe, we made £1,000 in the cafe. Like,
Yeah.
and like we went into the cafe yesterday and it was heaving and we just had to, she jumps on the point of sale and I'm kind of like rushing around with cups of coffee, and it's cool seeing her in her flow.
And in her element
And yeah.
as well, I suppose.
Yeah, I think it's wicked. I mean, but like everyone has their arguments and tough times.
Yeah.
I think that as long as you like, you know, it's normal.
Yeah.
And as long as you can work on it, what you don't want to make is really resent each other and keep,
Yes.
keep like, you've got to know when to back down.
Yeah.
And I know when to back down. I know when to.
You've
Oh, right,
learned.
sorry. Yeah. I'll go and do the logs at the cabin. Yeah, no problem.
I'll give you 5 minutes.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I think what's really interesting is the fact that you've gone from being a cyclist to an estate owner, basically, in a very simple way,
Yeah.
explaining it, but how your skills from the social media and the content creation of cycling have now come into their own with life at the Manor.
Yeah.
And what's that journey been like so far?
It's been really good. I mean, and I've really enjoyed it. I think the best thing about it is I'm coming with a fresh view on an old business, and I learned so much from GCN, and I really enjoyed the creative. I loved creating film.
Yeah.
I love presenting. I enjoy being on camera. I love meeting new people. I love learning new skills.
Yeah.
And I love storytelling.
Yes.
And it's like, what a great story. You
Yeah.
can tell your own family story.
Yeah.
You can learn about your own family history. And that became really inspiring to me.
Yeah.
I knew it was going to be hard work, and I knew the product I wanted to create was the top of what I could create.
Yeah.
But I've absolutely loved it. And some weeks it's pretty hard to put out a half an hour video. But the skills I've learned from doing it, working with Big Al,
Yeah.
who's like my handyman, and what we've done together and built together, and I've learned to plumb, be an electrician. I've learned all the skills that I would
Yeah.
have to do anyway, just doing it on camera and sharing those skills with the world. And it's been really good. It's inspired me to do more at the estate.
Yes.
Because I want to create
Yeah,
a
yeah.
story around something.
Yeah.
So for example, like D-Day was planned, a bit like Omaha Beach was planned in the house. And I didn't really know about that. But then
Okay.
I've done my own research.
Yeah.
And now I can do tours because I'm like, I've researched every topic under the sun about the house. And that's been really cool, is being able to like go into depths and into the detail, which I probably wouldn't have
Yeah.
if I didn't have the channel.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I didn't have an outlet to share to the wider public.
And when you first proposed it to your family to say, look, this is what I want to do. I want to open the house up, do a lot of filming behind the scenes stuff. How was it received initially?
We sat down in the wing and I had the family. I normally call a family meeting like once a month, maybe.
Okay.
Reason being is I just want like everyone to be around the table. I want everyone to feel included
Yes.
in decisions being made. And I'm going, guys, I've got a new idea. I want to do a YouTube channel. And they're like, what is YouTube? Are you absolutely off your rocker?
Yeah.
It's another stupid idea. And I was like, no, I want to do half an hour video every week. We want to try it for 12 months, see what happens. I agree. I did my research.
Yeah.
I showed what the potential is. And the biggest pushback I got was the privacy, was the security.
Yeah.
And then I was like, but we opened the house up to public. Like, yes, I know it's going to be more of our private life and all this, that, and the other. But in my opinion, I had control of the content. I could show what I wanted and what I didn't want to show. And we're in an ever-changing world. We're in a content-led world.
Yeah.
It's where my skill set was. And yes, I won't show certain aspects, but the pros weighed out the cons.
Yeah.
And I was like, let's just give it a go, see what happens. If everyone doesn't like it in 5 months, then we can stop.
Okay.
Everyone's enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And everyone's got a lot out from it. And it's still going from strength to strength.
Yeah.
And we've been offered TV deals. We did a Channel 4 series that's going out in February. And,
Oh, very cool.
you know, the estate's punching above its weight.
Yes. And that's the point, isn't it?
And that's the point, you know, like we need to have a future. We need to generate more revenue. We need to create more business. And what you've got to lean into your skill set. But most importantly, you've got to find something that inspires you, that you enjoy the process of.
Yeah.
And then you'll enjoy the work on the estate.
Yeah.
If I came and went to RAU, for example, and then became like, did like estate management.
The traditional
route.
Yeah, yeah.
I probably wouldn't have enjoyed, you know, being here as much because I'm just doing something that doesn't quite give me the freedom to have creative control.
Do you find a lot of people, there's still a massive, even with life at the Manor, there's still a huge misconception about you and your family and who you are and what you're trying to do?
I don't think so, just because right at the start, I was like really clear and honest about what I wanted to achieve.
Yeah.
And so from like get-go, I was like, this is Em and I, we don't know what we're doing.
Yeah.
We're giving this a go. We want to bring you guys along for the ride. This is what we've got to play with.
Yeah.
And then let's see what happens. Learn from our mistakes or don't learn from our mistakes or sit down with a cup of tea and just enjoy the ride.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think like from the audience perspective, I've actually seen everyone jump on board like you wouldn't believe. And I thought people would hate the fact that you've got this 33-year-old taking on an estate, you know, silver spoon, giving loads of money, when that couldn't be further from the truth. And yes, I've got this estate, but I'm not selling it and living in Monaco.
Yeah.
You know, I'm trying to create a community. I'm trying to create where people, you know, actually be part of history and part of heritage and part of nature. And I think everyone's actually really got behind that. And, you know, look at me, I'm a grafter. That's why I wore this outfit. Yeah.
What do you feel, James, when you look at the house?
Oof.
When you look at what you've got?
God, what do I feel? It's a really good question. I've never stood here and thought, I mean, I do feel a lot of weight on my shoulders, if I'm honest.
Yeah, absolutely. I would.
And I just think it is a monumental place with a shed load of history. But I do see a lot of pound signs going, oh my God, this is gonna be a lifetime of work.
It's a privilege and it's a burden.
It is. And my main aim for this place, though, is to, one, take it through my generation and further, but to enjoy it. And I think if I can, you know, have family in it, if we can get all the rooms ready for Christmas, if I can light every fire and create freedom for nephews, nieces, cousins, and the wider public, then we're onto a good thing. The biggest thing, and you know, I said it out in the field, is about challenge. This, in my mind, is the greatest challenge.
Yeah, and a long one.
A long one, because like it's freaking 500 years old.
Yeah,
that's what's crazy.
It's mad.
And I also can't believe I own it. Like some like pro cyclist owns this like massive mansion. It's slightly mind blowing, but I think that's how you keep humble. Is when you keep going around going, "God, I don't own it." no, not my responsibility.
The manager, don't know.
Yeah. Where is he? Yeah. Not me, Caroline. So I do like, but then I've realised that I've had to step into my position. Yeah. And the more I've stepped into it, the more I've found it easier to feel part of it and feel like I do have responsibility and I can make the right decisions for the future of the manor.
And I suppose feel that it's yours.
Yeah, which is always weird to say.
Yeah.
Because I always just feel it's the families. Yeah, it is quite an incredible house.
Yeah. I'm excited to see what you do with this challenge.
Check back in.
We will.
Yeah.
We will.
Yeah.
No, that's brilliant. Thank you so much for all your time.
You're
as well.
so welcome.
It's been an absolute
Daisy,
pleasure.
It's been a pleasure talking to you, and I hope if you're watching out there, you've maybe learned a bit,
Fingers crossed,
or found something interesting.
Yeah.
But whatever you're doing, whether business, family, go at it.
Yeah.
Give it as much as you can, and you know, be free in making mistakes.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing I would say.
Yeah, I agree completely. Thank you.
And good luck with your journey.
Oh, thank you.